Ways to support foster families. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 things that you can do to support foster families and a few things maybe not to do. Get ready, set, go. I'm Jenna Vallanetta. Maybe you've seen my last video, Should You Be a Foster Parent? If you haven't seen it, I'll link it below. But in case you've seen it and you decided that maybe now isn't the time to be a foster parent, I'm going to list for you a few ways that you can support present foster families. But before I do, let's talk about the things not to do and ways that don't actually help foster families. Number 1 is just don't judge our children. You do not know a foster child, what they have experienced, maybe the abuse or the neglect, what they have seen or what they have heard. And just because these kids are often really adorable on the outside, you don't know internal struggles they may face. Maybe they've experienced fetal alcohol syndrome or exposure prenatally. Maybe they struggle with learning disabilities or social issues. We just don't always know the full story. And so to take a typical child and to try to weigh them or compare them, it just isn't fair to the child. And worse yet, if you're not a parent or you're a first-time parent, to make evaluations on what you see in one snapshot of that child's life, it just doesn't do that child justice. So please give our kids a lot of grace when you meet them. Number 2, just don't ostracize the foster parents. As a foster parent, we juggle an enormous amount of tasks. We juggle doctor's appointments, meeting with the school or the principal or psychologist or physical therapists and social workers, guardian ad litem. The list just goes on and on. And sometimes we may even turn down invitations to coffee or to dinner based on maybe our own energy level or the behaviors of the child or children that are in our care. And so please just give us extra grace. Keep reaching to us. We need community just like anyone else. And please understand that we have special circumstances that may make getting together with you a little bit more difficult than the average person. Number 3 is please don't criticize the foster parents or offer helps in how to fix their foster children. As foster parents, we have gone through an enormous amount of training. And once we're licensed as foster parents, we continue our training. We read blog posts. We read enormous amounts of books and websites. We go to conferences. We listen to podcasts. We get as much information of not only just medical typical ways of how to meet the needs of our kids in our care, but naturopathic ways as well. And so these kids have lots of different diagnoses from fetal alcohol syndrome to attachment disorder. And so when you come into our situation or our lives and you try to help a foster parent or their child, especially if you've never been a parent, it can feel really offensive. We do our best and use every amount of our tools and our energy to help these children the best that we can. And so please, if you're asked for advice, please give advice. But if you're not, maybe a good thing to do is just not share on how you can help a foster family. And number 4 is please don't pity the kids that are in foster care. Oftentimes the kids that come in care, yes, they do have some issues, but what you don't know is that they are strong and they are resilient and they are overcomers. These kids are braver than Rocky Balboa. They are stronger than Hercules, and oftentimes they are wiser than an owl. They have been through a lot. And so please don't look down on them and have pity. In fact, if you can just offer hope and encouragement and just believe in them, that's what they need, is for someone to believe in them. And you just might find that these foster kids are your greatest teachers. So ways that you can help foster families. Number 1 is you can just listen. You can sit down with them, look them in the eye, ask questions, and hear how they are doing. Listen to their struggles, listen to their triumphs, get to know their kids through them and through their sharing with you their story. Granted, there's things because of confidentiality laws that you will not be able to know, which is a lot of the child's past, their birth parents' history. But what you can know is where they are right now, how they're thinking, how they're feeling. They need a listening ear. So number 1 is just listen. Number 2 is you can just hang out with their kids. Take an hour, a couple hours, pick up that child and go hang out with them. Go to the park, go to ice cream. A lot of times foster families don't get a lot of reprieve. Respite within the foster care system is really hard to find sometimes. And as someone who is not a licensed foster parent, you can watch a foster child up to 3 days, which is 72 hours, without being licensed or approved or have to go through that big long process of becoming a legal foster parent. And so again, it's up to the discretion of the foster family who they choose to let their child be with. They want to make good, wise choices. But if you are in that circle of that foster family, go hang out with that kid. A child cannot have too many people that are positive influences in their life. They can't have enough love. They can't have enough positive, good experiences, because when they get older, they will look back on those, and you never know. Maybe that hour that you spend with a foster child will change their life forever. So number 3 is a food train. And a food train is where just people in the community come and bring meals. We had one with one of our children, and we had dinners for almost 2 weeks. And it wasn't even just the food or that we needed to have a dinner. It was the fact that through each meal, it represented people that cared about you. And that is crucial in this foster journey. A lot of times when you get a new placement, you can't run out and go grab all the ingredients to make a good, healthy meal. You are busy picking up pajamas and diapers and clothes and maybe sheets for that specific child. And when that child comes, you want to bond and connect and have moments with that child. So you don't want to get up and leave them in the kitchen for 2 hours to cook a meal. So a meal is a very good practical way to serve and support a foster family. Number 4 is send a gift card. You can send a gift card, a meal card. The best thing that I think is an Amazon card, because again, when a child comes, a foster parent is busy trying to grab what they need. A lot of times we don't get a lot of notice. I've had kids come within 20 minutes. I've had them come in the middle of the night, and I don't have time to get everything that child needs on the spot. And sometimes it's really hard to get a new placement and to take them out shopping with you the very next day. That child needs time to bond with the family and get familiar with their new surroundings. And so you don't want to just jump out and go shopping. A gift card is an excellent way just to support the foster family. They can buy stuff online and they feel supported and loved most of all. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is that diapers, formulas aren't covered by the state. So a foster parent has to pay out of pocket, and honestly, it can get super expensive. Send them a gift card and just show them that they're loved and they're supported. Number 5 is to pray. I did not put this last because it's the least important. It's actually the most important thing that you can do for a foster family. Kids come from trauma and abuse and neglect. They need to be covered in prayer. As many people as you could gather together to pray over these kids, it is the best thing that you could possibly do. And please don't just pray over the children, pray over the foster parents, the foster mom, the foster dad, the foster brothers and sisters. If there's bio siblings, please be praying for them, as well as the biological mother or father, or any family members that are extended family members that are in this child's life. Most of all, also, please pray for the social workers. They need your prayers as well. And also, please don't forget to pray for the legal system and the judges and everybody who might be a part of this case. It is so important to cover these kids in prayer, because at the end of the day, we as foster parents can't fix or change anything. It is really God who does the mighty work in redeeming the lives of these children. And number 6, I would just say, ask the foster parent. Say, how can I best serve you? Maybe it's to come and do their laundry or clean their house or mow their lawn. Or a great service has been when people have offered to drive my child, maybe home from youth group or to a away game if they're in sports, or to and from school. If there's any kind of need that you might see, maybe present that. Ask that foster parent, would this help if I served you in this way? And the foster parent hopefully will tell you what their needs are. So keep reaching out, keep loving those foster parents. They need you. And finally, if you want to care for the foster families, go sit down on the floor, play a board game with these kids, look them in the eyes, laugh with them, play tag with them, hold those brand new babies, hang out with the teenagers, take them shopping, just do fun things with them and really get to know these children. And you might be surprised. You might become a foster parent. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe below, like it, and share it with your friends. And lastly, go out, live bold, and be brave.